Okay, so I know that these can kind of get frustrating, and so the thing is, it really does take practice, and don't stress yourself out. Give yourself plenty of breaks. Don't work on it for an extended period of time. Walk away, do something different, and come back. And just make sure you utilize the resources that are available, like let me see, it might be over here. So, like the question help. And maybe you already are doing that, but that might help you out a little bit. Also, a really good one is the Khan Academy, KHAN, the Khan Academy. There's some really good videos that could help you out there. But let's just take a really in-depth look at what's taking place here. This example we have right here. So what we have is 4x minus 5 equals 7 plus 3x. But what does that really mean? All right. So let's try to drill down a little bit. So we like to use equal signs, and we like to write it horizontal, nice and neat, but you could really think of this as like a bubble right here. And you've got four x's. You've got an x here, x here, x here, x over there, right? They're all floating together, but if you bring them together, you have altogether four x's, right? Then you have a minus 5, which would be the same thing as like saying, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, and so on. So on our other side, let's see, we got another bubble here. I'll make it a little bit bigger. So I have a positive 7. So I have a positive 7 positive ones, basically, I'm going to write here. And I don't expect you to solve every problem this way. This is just to try to give you a little bit more in-depth look at what's going on. And then you also have plus 3x. So you have positive, you've got 3x's here. Okay? And so what we're trying to do is the first step is you only want the x to be on one side of the equation. And so what we're going to do here is I'm going to remove 3 of them from here and 3 of them from here. So those cancel out there. And so that leaves me with an x minus 1, so on, my minus 5 right here. And on the right side, I basically have 7 left, right? Now, what I'm going to do here is to nullify those minus ones, I'm going to insert some plus ones. So basically, I'm going to add 1 5 times here. But in order to preserve the equality, I'll have to add some ones to the other side. So I'm going to have to add 5 of them to the other side. Okay? And so what's going to happen here is the minus 1 plus 1, the 5 I have here with the 5 down here, those are all going to cancel out, and it's going to leave me with just a single x on the left side. So I'm left with x equals, and then let's see, I have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm left with 12 over here. So x equals 12. And if you are struggling, I think the best thing to do is to plug it back in and see how it works. So if I were to plug it back into the original equation right here, I'd have 4 times x, which would be 12. Take away 5 is equal to 7 plus 3 times 12. And then we can go ahead and check that. 4 times 12 is 48. Then minus 5, that's equal to 7 plus 3 times 12 is 36. 48 take away 5 is 43. 7 plus 36 is 43. So you can see the two sides came out the same when I plugged in 12. That's the only number that would happen. If I plug in anything other than 12, the two sides would not equal each other. So I hope I didn't confuse you by kind of introducing more details to this. Sometimes that can just make things worse. So I hope I didn't do that, okay? But going back to the original equation without writing it this way, let's look at this. So let's see. So 4x minus 5 equals 7 plus 3x. So see, ideally, we want to keep it like this. This is in a more user-friendly format. And so once again, I don't want to have x's on both sides, so the first thing I'll do is I'll remove 3 x's. So I'm going to subtract 3 x's from here. So to preserve the equality, I have to remove 3 x's from here. So I had 3, I took away 3, so those are gone. I had 4, I take away 3 of the 4, so that'll leave me with 1x, which the 1 you don't have to put in front, but that might help if you want to, but it's optional. Then let's see, so I have x take away 5 equals 7. So what number, if I were to take away 5 of them, would give me 7? And you might be able just to do that in your head. But the way we want to solve this is we want to undo that minus 5. And so it's the opposite of subtracting 5 would be to add 5. So we're going to add 5 here. So I have to add 5 to my other side. So minus 5 plus 5, those cancel out. So now I'm left with x equals, and then I have 7 plus 5, which is going to give me 12. And so you can see I got the same answer. So, like I said, just, work on it multiple times a day, but don't get burned out though. Make sure you give yourself breaks, walk away, come back. I'd be more than happy to send you some more videos. Just send me a couple more examples that maybe you'd like to see. Oh yeah, and when you're doing your assignment, so yeah, I gave you the answer to this one. So let's go ahead and put it in real quick. Oops. Press enter. Okay, there you go. And so what you can do afterwards is hit similar question. You can do this as many times as you want. And all of a sudden, now I have a new question up here. And it'll be very similar approach. It'll look very similar to what you saw in the previous one. So you can go ahead and work that one out. And once you get it, you can do similar question. And just keep kind of hammering it until you really got it down. So I hope this will be helpful.